Welcome to this session on writing data management plans with DMPTool. So I'm Wendy Wong, the research data librarian at the CHK library. So here is the QR code as well as the link to the PowerPoint slide. You can refer to it and download a copy for your own reference. The objectives today is to know what is data management plan, to understand the rationale of writing data management plans, and the most importantly, that is to learn how to use DMPTool, an online data management plan writing platform, to create a data management plan with templates that CHK has set up. That is the CHK DMP template. What is a data management plan? A data management plan is a written document that outlines how you will manage the data manage your data throughout the research life cycle. It is usually written at the proposal stage and updated throughout the research process and throughout the research life cycle. So you can see on the left-hand side, you plan the research plan, plan your research in the research life cycle, and then undertake it. Publish your research outputs and disseminate and preserve your research. At the same time, there is another data lifecycle appearing and involved, especially during the planning research stage. You are advised to write a data management plan. That is the document to outline how the data is to be managed throughout the data and research lifecycle. So why do we need DMPs? First of all, it is the requirement of funding agencies. Although UGC has not yet implemented compulsory requirement for writing data management plan in the grant applications in this year, but it may be a compulsory component in the future, so keep an eye on that. On top of that, in fact, in the application forms of various funding schemes from UGC, there are already questions asking about how you will manage your data. For example, in the GRF and ECS scheme, in the project statement guideline, it asks you to state how you will gather your data and do experiments, observation, and analysis and critique on your data. So this is asking how you work on your data throughout the research process. And it should be stated in the research project statements of your grant application. And in the application form, section 14 is also asks whether you will generate data sets of retention value, whether you are willing to share your data after the publications of your research outputs. And it is asked you are asked to also to state in the completion report where you deposit your data sets. And in the AOE and TRS scheme, it also asks you to share your data in a timely manner, as well as in the completion report states where you deposit your data. So the DMP seems not yet a compulsory component, but it may be a compulsory component in the future, especially in the next year, because 2 years ago, there was already a discussion whether DMP is compulsory for grant application. This discussion happened 2 years ago, and in earlier this year, 2023, the UGC has already provided RDM training to the 8 universities. Some of our members at CHK attended the workshop, although the number is not large, but UGC is expecting that they have provided the training. That means all of you, the researchers, know what you should do in the research data management. So DMP may be compulsory components in the future. So you have to also learn about that in the guideline there we have CHK, we have a guideline on research data management that you can find from the library websites lib.chk.edu.hk. When you mouse over research support here and then click research data service, you will go to this page, and in the second paragraph there is the guideline on research data management. Has already been approved by the research committee in the previous years, and so it is a guidance for you to how you should manage your research data in your research projects. There is a section in the guideline concerning the planning of the research data that's for the 3.31 that's you are advised to establish and maintain a clear research data management responsibility within your research group. So when you plan your research, you are advised to know clearly who in your research group will be responsible for managing your data, massaging your data, analyzing your data, and the responsible steward of the data. So this should be stated in a DMP. So you are advised to prepare and follow a DMP in the proposal stage. Furthermore, other than the person staffing, you are advised to state in the DMP that's where you will deposit your data and record your data, archived, managed, archived, and shared in the future. And the data management plan should comply with the general requirement of the funding agency as well as the university on how you will store, manage, and share data. Other than the requirement from funding agencies, having a data management plan also promotes the fair data principle. If you have not attended my earlier workshop, I would like to say very few words about fair data principle. Fair data principle means data being findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So if you have a data management plan ahead, you will if you have the go along with the fair data principle at the during the preparation stage, you will go that means you consider the fair data principle in writing the DMP. Then you will follow the fair data principle throughout the research life cycle in managing your research data. And the data management plan also helps you for human and financial support planning, and it also saves you time in later stage of research projects, because at the beginning stage, you plan ahead of all the steps you will do, and then in later stage you just follow all the steps. So of course you can change these steps from time to time, but if you have all the guidance of your planning ahead of you, then you will save time not to think around and around what I should do next and what happened in the past. You just follow all the steps and it will save you time. And you can identify all the weaknesses early on in the project. For example, any ethical issues, any privacy information, sensitive information that you have to be aware of. Do you need a consent for your patients or your clients to sign before you do the interviews? These are the things that you have to think about early on in the project. And the data management plan can provide you a record of what you would like to do at different stages. So who are involved in the preparation of DMP? Of course, the PI and the research team are responsible for writing. Other than that, you may also have to consult some others. For example, if you would like to buy a machine, you may have to consult the machine company or their websites to see what kind of data files it will be generated from the machine. that you have to have this kind of information in your data management plan. Furthermore, you have to know clearly what the funding agency's requirements are. For some funding agencies, they have their own data management plan templates. For example, the Medical Research Council in UK, they have their own data management plan templates that you have to use their templates in order to finish the data management plan instead of using any other data management plan. So you have to check the funding agency's requirement. Not only the data management plan writing stage, but also how you will manage your data or how you will deposit your data. You have to state all this information in the data management plan, and you have to check whether the funding agencies or your the CHK has such a requirement on this. And you will also have to state the repository that you will deposit your data. So the repository of choice that what kind of information what kind of data they will accept, that you can try to get some information about it and write them down in the data management plan. With very much information, CHK, the research committee has set up a data management plan templates specifically for CHK. It covers the data collection, storage and backup, selection and preservation, data sharing, documentation and metadata, ethics and legal, compliance and responsibility and resources. So with very much information that you have to answer, we try to make the writing task easy by giving you a lot of questions and puts these questions having some choices, multiple choices for you to choose your answer. At the same time, we leave a blank text field for you to type your further answers if you would like to provide more information. So this is the content of the DMP. You can see that from this, there are a lot of things covered, and the CHK DMP templates is trying to cover all the topics here: data collection, storage, management and backup, sharing and access, documentation, ethical issue, and IP and copyright issues. I will talk about each of them one by one. So for data collection, that it refers to how, when, where you will produce your data and address your data. What is the where does the data sets originated from? Do you create the data sets newly by yourself, or do you get the data sets from some existing data repository? So you are reusing some data there. And then how the data will be processed from raw data to something that is could be analyzed. So that is how the data will be processed during the data collection stage. For longer-term storage, management, and backup, so you have to think about the security information, whether there are sensitive information that you have to mouse up before you process your data, or will you mouse up your data before depositing your data into a data repository after the project? So these are the security information. Furthermore, when you do the storage, will you encrypt your data? Something like that. That is the security information. And roles and responsibility, who are responsible for the long-term storage, management, and backup. And the archiving and preservation details, you have to tell where you will deposit and preserve your data. Will you store it permanently or for a retention period, and why? And for data access and sharing and reuse, you have to tell about who are the intended audience, how are the data to be shared, any embargo or retention period, and why, any obligation or legal requirement that you have to comply with during the research process stage as well as at the end of the research project? Any technical mechanism for dissemination? Do you need any help or support from anywhere in order to deposit your data or to massage your files in order to let the data to be shareable? And how the data will be shared, how the data will be cited by others. Does your data repository provide you with a DOI for your research projects? And who are the responsible stewards of the data during the data life cycle? Description and documentation, you have to describe the nature and the scale of the data. Is it electronic format? In what kind of file format will it be? And what is the file size? Is it in the terabytes or only in kilobytes or megabytes? So you have to think about and how many files will you create? 3 files, 1 file, or numerous files, because you it will include a lot of images. And then for documentation, what is the naming convention in your management process, and the version control and quality control procedures? And provide the description of metadata. For metadata, it is the data that you can see on a web page about the data. So metadata is data about data, data of data. So at the very beginning stage, you have to think about how you will provide your data. Will you start collecting this kind of description at the beginning stage of your data collection stage? Or and how you will transform all this information into the metadata of the data repository that will share your data? And who will create the metadata? Who will create the data? Do you get the data newly? Creates the data newly by yourself and your team, or do you get them from somewhere? What the data contains, and so on and so forth. Intellectual properties and copyrights issue. If you use the data from somewhere else created by someone else, then you have to specify clearly the originator and cite the original repository that's this data set was depositing there. And does the data involve any IP policy protected by someone else? Will you transfer the rights to the organization of for data distribution and archiving, and the copyrights issue, and so on? For ethical and privacy issue, you have to state in the data management plan how you will communicate with your informant, by email, by telephone, or only during the interview stage. Will you give him any consent? Do you rely on any templates for this consent? Do you have to comply with the HA requirement or somewhere else requirement? How to protect the privacy of disruptive use of data? Any sensitive information or private information that you have to be careful of? How you will protect them? By what method you will mask up this information? Any exceptional arrangements for protecting participants' confidentiality? Will you talk to the participants about how the personal information will be massaged before the data being shared or worked? Other ethical issues, and if you are working in Hong Kong, you have to comply with the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance, Cap 486. So there are lots of information on writing a data management plan, and it covers many different topics. So how can you comply with that and finish this document? So the CHK DMP template is here to help you by answering them easily by checking some checkboxes or radio buttons. So here I will tell you step by step how you will create a data management plan with the CHK DMP templates. The platform that CHK provides the data management plan service is on DMPTool. So go to dmptool.org, then you can type in your CHK email address, and you are asked to sign in with your CHK credentials. If you have your computer with you or your tablet, or even if you have a phone on hand, you may also try to log in into dmptool.org using the CHK email address and click continue. You will see it asks you to enter your OnePass credentials, OnePass email address as well as the password. So while you are logging in, I can further tell you what are the advantages of using data management DMPTool. On DMPTool, this is the only way that you can find the full document of CHK DMP template, because the full document is only available here. That's you are advised to use the DMPTool platform to write your data management plan. Furthermore, we checked which fundings the CHK members usually apply for, and we find that some researchers applied for Swiss National Science Foundation, Sloan, the Wellcome Trust, the Medical Research Council of UK. So we have already ingested the data management plan of these funding agencies into the data repository. The reason why that we have to ingest this fund templates into the platform by ourselves is that DMPTool is supported by the Digital Curation Center of the University of California. So many of the templates they provide are based on US. Funding agencies based in US. So if you would like to apply for grants of other funding agencies, so we try to help you that you can write your data management plan here on the DMPTool. Furthermore, we also have the Digital Curation Center, which is a very standard DMP template for you and with some guidance too. Concerning guidance, one very important advantage of using DMPTool is that when you go into DMPTool, you not only write your DMP, but because you may not be familiar with all the topics I've just mentioned a few minutes ago, that in the DMPTool, there you can choose different the guidance to read the different guidance from different universities. Other than CHK, you can also see the guidance of Johns Hopkins, Harvard, Brown, Nanyang Technological University, and so on and so forth. The list is very, very long that you can make reference to the different guidance from different universities and institutions on DMPTool. Furthermore, you can state your research outputs, and if it is a data set, you can also state the intended repository by stating that you will deposit your data in the CHK research data repository. So this is an advantage that it helps you to state where you will deposit your research data. Collaboration is very important, that you can add the contributors as well as the collaborators, invite the collaborators by email to co-own the work, the DMP, to edit the DMP, as well as or let him or her to read your DMP. Furthermore, Another advantage of using DMPTool is that many things need an ID. Same for DMP. DMP also can generate generate a DMP ID if you have completed the data management plan and have the ORCID profile added to the DMPTool platform. So you can have a DOI generated from the data management plan to DMPTool, and this record will automatically ingest into your ORCID profile. That's you can see the your DMP data management plan being in the your ORCID profile. Of course, you can also remove it from your ORCID profile if you would like to keep this away from your profile. And here we come to the actual actions after all the advantages of using DMPTool. So you can sign in with your CHK email address, and you will be asked to type in your data CHK email address as well as the 1Pass password, and click sign in. You will be asked to if it is your first time to access the DMPTool, you will be asked to create your new account of DMP. Remember, this is creating an account on DMPTool, not a general account, but an account very specific to DMPTool. So you simply, the email address is already automatically filled for you. And what you have to do is to type in your first name and last name and click sign up. After entering your profile, after creating your account, in fact, your account is all set and you can start creating your data management plan. But one thing I would like to advise you and encourage you to do is to edit your profile and add the third-party applications. After you create your account, you will see a header like this. And on the right top corner, you can see your name and you can edit your profile by telling us which faculty you are from. All the answers here will be automatically filled, but not department or school. So we are very glad if you can tell us which faculty you are from, so that we can keep an eye on any news for you, so we can contact you further in the future. On the other hand, you are also advised to input your ORCID profile, ORCID ID into here. So when you click third-party applications, you can create and connect your ORCID ID if you have the ORCID ID, that is the 16-digit number with you. After creating, connecting your DMPTool profile to the ORCID profile, then you are good to go and have a DMP ID for your data management plan that you have complete. So here it goes to writing the data management plan with the DMP template. For this session, I will do a real demonstration, and this covering all the slides after that. You may refer to the slides by yourself in the future, as well as now if you are also working together. So one thing, so this is the my profile that I have already logged in. One reminder is that when you log in into your DMPTool profile, you have to complete the dual ID verification, which is compulsory requirement by ITSC. So here is your profile. You can edit your profile or add the ORCID ID through the third-party application. So this is your dashboard. On the top, you will see, if you create some data management plans, you will see all your data management plans on the top. And at the bottom, you can see that there are some plans shared by the some members from the CHK, and these plans are shared only to the profiles on CHK. So if you create a personal profile using your Gmail account, you may not be will not go into the CHK profile. So you will not see this part. This part is only accessible to the CHK members, because these plans are shared to the organization only. And you can also see the some public plans shared by the public. So click to public DMPs here. You will see a lot of different data management plan created by the public. But what you can see from the public plan is that you can see the data management plan created by authors around the world. They will be published here. So if you would like to share your data management plan to the whole world, you can share it, and it will be listed here on the public data management plan. If not, you can keep your data management plan private or only share it to the CHK members. Going back to the dashboard. So this is the dashboard that you can see your own templates as well as the plans shared by the university members. Here, we start creating a plan. Click Create Plan on the top. That you can click Create Plan on the top, and you will be loaded to this page. And then, for example, you can say, here is a test plan for 22nd September 2023. And then this primary research organization is CHK. This is automatically filled. And then for the third question, select the primary funding organization. Please check this box. No funder associated with this plan or my funder is not listed. No funder associated with this plan or my funder is not listed. This point is very important in order for you to see the next question. Which DMP templates would you like to use? So you will be seeing a list of data management plan that you would like to, CHK has ingested for you. And for the third one, CHK DMP templates, this is the templates that we have created for you. So check no funders associated with this plan, and then you will see the fourth question. With the fourth question, you may use other templates, but the CHK DMP templates is what we have created for you to write the DMP templates, and this is the template of the university. And then we can click Create Plan. After you click Create Plan, you will see this page. You will see this page. That is the project details page of your data management plan. You can type something here about your projects. Under the project details page, you can type your project details and fill in some information here. For funders, please type University Grants Council Committee if you would like to apply for grants from UGC. This is listed automatically when you type university grants. And there is a list for you to choose instead of you typing the whole thing by yourself. So after this, you can click Save. But at the same time, I would like to show you a little bit on the right. That is Select Guidance. Just now when I mentioned about the data management plan, DMPTool, the advantages of DMPTool, that That's you can get the guidance from a list make reference to the guidance from around from institutions around the world. So here is where you choose the institution that you would like to make reference on. This is what you should see on DMPTool when you select the guidance. Just now you see only one, that is DMPTool. And in fact, if with the DMPTool guidance, you will also see the DMPTool as well as the CHK guidance because you are affiliated with CHK. And then you can select other universities guidance by clicking see the full list here. See the full list, and then you will see a series of different guidance from different universities. After clicking save, remember to click save, you can go to rights plan tab. You can go to the rights plan tab. On the rights plan tab, you will see the guidance on the right. So for example, this question asks you how will the data be backed up? So here for CHK guidance, we tells you that storing data on laptops, computer hard drives, and external hard disks is very risky. So we advise you to follow the 3-2-1 backup rule. That is at least 3 copies of a file on at least 2 different media and 1 offsite. That is, for example, you have one copy on your desktop, 1 copy of external hard disk. So 2 different media, 1 laptop, 1 external hard disk, that is 2 different media. With at least 1 offsite, that means it would be good if you have a cloud storage, for example, the O365 or the Google Drive, Dropbox, and so on and so forth. So you can check out these check boxes in order to fulfill the requirement of the fulfill the requirement that is advised to do. So this is the right plan tab. You will see the guidance on the right along with all the questions on the left. On the right plan tab, this is the right plan tab. You can see here, the third one is the right plan tab. On the right plan tab, other than seeing the guidance, you will also see all the questions to the 7 topics we have introduced just now. That includes the data collection, storage, and device, privacy issue, and ethical issues, and so on and so forth. So you will see all the questions with radio buttons or checkboxes. You also can see the text field for you to type pre-test if you would like to provide more data and more information on that. So this is the right plan tab. The right plan tab here on the third one. And then for the fourth one, you have the research output tab. Research output, you can click add a research output, and then you can go in here and type which kind of research output are you going to put. Is it a physical object? Is it a data paper? Or so on and so forth. What is the title? What's the description? Where do you intend to put your repository? If you put if you would like to add an intended repository here, you can click add a repository and then type in CHK here, enter a search term that is CHK, and then the CHK research data repository will come out, and you click select, and it will automatically add it to this port, automatically added to intended repository. And then in the bottom, you can also see initial license. For initial license, this question it is about with which license you would like your research data to be under. Do you give out all the license of your give out all the rights about your data to the public, that is CC0 or copyleft? Or are you going to put CC BY/NC? If you put your data in our CHK research data repository, we have default the data sets to be under the license of CC BY/NC. That is Creative Commons license. That's when someone else uses your data, they have to attribute you, give credits, and cite you. And then, but it should be for non-commercial purpose. So for non-commercial purpose, they cannot make profits from your data, but only for research purpose. So we strongly advise you to use the CC BY/NC license. CC BY/NC license from the that is reset in the CHK research data repository. If you use other repositories, you can also set the same license too. But this is the license we advise you to use in order to protect your IP. Other than the research outputs, you can also go to the collaborator tab. Go to the collaborator tab. You can click add a contributor. Adding a contributor here will state all his information. You have to state his information here. And then at the same time, this need not to be, he need not to have the access to this DMP. If you would like him to have access to your DMP, as well as making editing or just to read it, you can invite collaborator. So you type his or her email address, that is the email address of your collaborators here. When you click it, co-owner, editor, or read only. When you click all this information, it will go to send an email to your collaborator. And after they create an account, a DMPTool account on the DMPTool platform, they can go and read your data management plan. And probably they can also edit it or to comment it. So this is the collaborator. This is the new contributor, the upper part. For new contributor, you can type in the name, email address, his ORCID ID, his affiliation, whether he is data manager, PI, or project administrator. Then we can go to you have finished almost all of these project details, collaborators, rights plan, research outputs, and here we go to download. You can download your data management plan in various formats. For here, it is DOCX. You can also download your data management plan in PDF, in CSV, in JSON, something different various formats for your DMP that you can download. One point I would like to mention is that originally when you click to download, not all information here are checked. I would strongly suggest you to check all the items here in order to have a full report, full document of your data management plan. Otherwise, the information will just keep in the DMPTool platform, but not in your download documents. For your download documents, I would strongly advise you to have the project details cover sheet, session headings, includes questions tests. If you don't want the unanswered question, you can leave it out and the table of your research output. Try to check all this except the unanswered question. Then you will be able to have a full data management plan that you spend time to create. On finalize, you can set the visibility. As I mentioned, you can keep your data sets, data management plan private to your own self. You can share your data management plan to the organization, so it will be shown on the dashboard page of the others profile, the CHK members profile that you saw earlier on the dashboard page, lower part. And if it has, you can also set it to public so that you will see the data management plan shared to the whole world. Before you share all this, you have to complete at least 50% of the questions in the red plan tab, and it is not a mock test. That is not test projects data management plan. For under the finalized tab, you can also register for DMP ID, as I mentioned. For registering a DMP ID, you can click here, but before that, you have to fulfill all the requirements. One of the most important requirements is you have the ORCID ID record ingested into the DMPTool profile. So this is the DMP ID that it will automatically go into the ORCID profile here. So there are a lot of things here that we have covered. Hope it can show you how the data management plan could be created with the CHK DMP template. And since data management plan DMPTool is an active platform and they do a lot of enhancement from day to day, we also try to keep all things up to date for your reference in the future. Other than the PowerPoint slide that you could download through the link that I've sent into the test box, and my colleagues sent into the test box, chat box, that is for your reference. In the future, if you lose the PowerPoint slide or you would like to get the most updated information, why the view here on DMPTool is different from what I mentioned in the DMP in the PowerPoint, then you can go to this library guide, the lib guide, the library guides on DMP. That with this link, you can have most updated information about how you can write a DMP on the DMPTool. Here with the European Commission, they had a conference a few years ago, and within that conference, they set up a rubrics on what is good data management plan and what is bad data management plan, what should be improved. So here are some standards that you may make reference on, and here is the original document of the link to the original documents of this rubric. And here are some data management plan from the public plans from DMPTool that I showed to you. Another platform that you can have a lot of public plans to reveal how a plan is like is on DMP Online. DMP Online is a platform, an online data management plan writing platform on or supported in UK. So you can this is the there are more relationship to more plans related to the UK or European funding agencies. But for DMPTool, you can find more templates and DMP public plans about with funding agencies situated located in the US. So these are public plans you may make reference on. And to the end of this workshop, I would like to let you know that we have different services provided by the library, DMP service on DMPTool, and we have the CHK Research Data Repository for you to deposit your data. And we will have a workshop on coming Monday at 12 at noon for you to learn the step-by-step of how research data could be deposited step-by-step into the data repository. And we have a lot of library guides type in the Google engines, any search engine, CHK RDM, then you can see the main guideline on RDM provided by us. And we provide consultation service. If you have any questions or you would like to have a discussion, feel free to contact me, shoot me an email, and we can set up a consultation session. We have trainings, workshop, and other events. For events, we have the different events all through the year. One is the data analytics purchase opportunity. The call for this year's application to 23 to 24, the call for application will end next Monday. Please submit a proposal on which data you would like to use for doing data analytics project. There will be allowance for you if you are allowance for you to work on, and it's $8,000 per team. Go to this link and learn more about it. You please also spread the word to other undergraduates and postgraduate students for them to demonstrate their analytic skills. We have a series of workshops, and this is the second one in this month, and next week, we will have the repository workshop at noon. It's a hybrid session. You can come to the library to attend the workshop or come online to the workshop. And then this is a series of workshops co-organized with CLEAR, the Independent Postgraduate Learning course. That is for the postgraduate students, and a series of workshops are held in October. That's if your classmates or your students didn't attend any RDM workshop, and if they would like to learn more about RDM, then please ask them to join this workshop, which have some aspects they are focusing on certain disciplinary specific topic. And if you are first year and second year postgraduates, research postgraduates, and postdoctoral students, please remind you that it is compulsory for you to attend, take this online course, this online Blackboard course on entitled Basics of Research Data Management. And this is the reference for this workshop on data management plan writing.